Hello everyone, today you will hear an interesting story. Linga and I have been together for almost a quarter of a century. We lived like any decent family. We never fought much, and if anything happened, we quickly reconciled. During this time, we got a 3-room apartment, built a house, and paid the mortgage. My grandmother inherited a 2-room apartment, also for the family. At first, we rented it out, and when my son grew up, we gave it to him. Iger had already graduated from university and was about to get married, so the apartment really came in handy. I worked at first in a musical instrument factory, and then I opened my own business. From time to time, I repaired guitars. Nowadays, only the laziest person doesn't play them. There's a dime a dozen of experts in this business. But here's the problem, sometimes a guitar fails and there's nowhere to fix the instrument. So I set up shop in my garage. What a profit, but a profit. Gradually things were going well. More and more orders were coming in. I took up antique instruments. Old guitars were brought to me from all over the country. And to tell the truth, I was interested in messing with that stuff myself. Once I restored a very valuable guitar. It was a Spanish one. I managed to reglue it, retaining its original appearance and, most importantly, its sound. You understand that the older the instrument, the better and more unique is its sound. After that, not only guitar lovers came to me, but lovers of other instruments as well. Once at a flea market, I bought a very old Italian mandolin for next to nothing, just for fun. I worked on it for a month. In the end, I got a wonderful sounding instrument, preserved everything, mother of pearl inlay, and most importantly, the unique sound. Well, you must have realized that I myself played the guitar quite well, which only contributed to my business. When I got a lot of orders, there was a problem with the production base. I needed a bigger room and extra manpower. We talked to my father about it, and he, as a senior citizen, took out a soft loan and we opened a small musical instrument repair company. I had a capable kid working with me at the factory. He and I quit our jobs and went self-employed. I must say that by that time, the factory had almost stopped, and after a while, it closed altogether. Our business flourished, bringing good profits. At some point, I decided to try making an electric guitar. I won't describe the difficulties I encountered, but the guitar turned out fire. At that time, a cool rock band came to visit us on tour. I made my way through security and presented their frontman with a made guitar as a gift, not forgetting to include my business card with it. The next day, I received a phone call, and in an hour the famous rocker, who turned out to be a nice young man, came to our studio. He thanked me for a long time for the gift and offered to make me a couple more such instruments. He promised me that there would be no problem with them. He was right. The guitars were sold for very good money. Well, I'm still friends with the rocker to this day. So here goes. While I was talking to customers and developing my business, my wife was quietly working in an unknown office. I did not know who. An office plankton, in short, but for every plankton, there is a shark. And it seems that such a shark swam into our peaceful waters. For the last 6 months, it was like my wife had come out of hibernation, looked up, and shook her mustache. Pretty lawn grease, short dresses, new hair. The perfume, it's amazing. High heels. Okay. I bought her a car with an automatic. She's all ladylike. It didn't take me long to figure out it wasn't clean. There's a shark circling my mackerel. I hinted a couple of times to my wife to be more careful. I got a scandal in return. What do you take me for? I'm faithful to you. And so on, in the same vein. Okay, I did not argue with her. If a woman doesn't cheat, she doesn't scandalize. And my flat-bottom lips pouted, and in my direction does not look. I knew perfectly well that it is difficult for her to leave me. She has nothing behind her back, except her half of the apartment. That's all. My farm was registered in my father's name. I was going to sign it over to me, but I never got around to it. And my wife used to live on a grand scale. At the price tags in the store did not look. Money was enough, but I did not interfere. Whatever the baby needs, I don't mind. Linka had recently become addicted to various lotteries and contests. She especially liked our lotto. It didn't take much brains, just guess the numbers. So she guessed. She wouldn't leave the TV. She'd come home, not to the kitchen, but to the TV and not take her away from the screen. One spring day on her day off, she stuck to the screen as usual. This accordi a comedy consustrance, another drawing was going on. The jackpot was big, and the winner was raising a hefty sum in dollars. Lenka was holding a sheet with written numbers and was carefully watching the balls, which were spewed out by the game drum. At a certain moment, I noticed that her face sharpened predatorily. Her cheeks flushed and her hands trembled. Lenka, are you alright? Thoughtfully, I asked. Do not interfere, alright? She didn't even turn her head. Finally, the music started playing, and the host announced the winning numbers. Oh my god! Lenka whispered in a hoarse voice with excitement. It seemed that she could not speak normally. Esti, what's today? I hit the jackpot? I saw that her hands were shaking. Of course, the amount was very big. At this time, the host asked the winner to contact the studio on Monday. Congratulations, it's very good. I just need a new machine, and it would be good to upgrade our cars. I hugged and kissed my wife gently, but Lenka abruptly pulled away. It's my money. I bought the ticket and won. What do you have to do with it? She almost screamed. Lenka, we're family. We have everything in common. I babbled confusedly. Common. She snorted contemptuously and pointed her middle finger at me. In this, you see, and we are not family with you. I'm leaving you. Fix, you killed the woman in me. You ruined my life. She yelled about my virtues for a long time, packing their things into a bulky bag. I sat on the couch and stared stunned at my beloved. Honestly, I wasn't expecting all this. I'm filing for divorce on Monday. I fall in love with a good man and we can finally be together. He loves me too. Lenka looked at me questioningly, obviously expecting a violent reaction. But I stared sadly at the man I had once loved, the person I would have given my life for without hesitation. Yes, it had gone too far, and I hadn't tried to stop this last scandal in our life together. Please don't say anything to me like that. How shallow and disgusting you are. My ex-wife grumbled in frustration and slammed the front door. I sat for a while adjusting to the silence. Then I stood up, poured myself half a glass of cognac, and drank it in a gulp. Yes, I had not expected that. I went to the TV and took out a flash drive with a recording of last year's prank. The day before, I had switched the lottery ticket by slipping my wife last year's used one. She didn't even pay attention to the numbers. She had a bad memory. Then I ran a recording of last year's draw through a flash drive. Ugly. I did not expect such an effect. Everything happened so quickly that I did not have time to tell Lenka about his trick. I just wanted to fool her, so that then we could laugh together and as a consolation, give her a new Mercedes, which yesterday ran over from the showroom. I looked up, straight above the refrigerator hung a tear-off calendar. Today's date was highlighted in red. April 1st. Dear listeners, your support is very important to us. If you like our story, please subscribe. It's very motivating for us. We need your feedback to improve our content.